All right, folks, picture this. You're living your best life in a cute little brush house by the sea with your lovely spouse, your baby, and oh, what's that, a scorpion? Yep, a good old-fashioned, venom-filled, eight-legged nightmare decides to ruin everything. Welcome to The Pearl, the tale of how a tiny sting turns into a huge mess. Let's dive in. So it all starts when Kino, our main guy, is having a normal day with his wife Juana and their baby boy Coyotito. And then, bam, Coyotito gets stung by a scorpion. You know, just the usual start to a calm morning. Of course, Kino freaks out and rushes his family to the doctor. But guess what? The doc doesn't even answer the door because, surprise, surprise, they don't have enough cash. Isn't that just classic? You need help. And the doctor's like, nah, you're poor. Not today. But don't worry, Kino has a plan. If you can't pay the doctor, you just go find a giant pearl, right? That's what he does. He grabs his trusty family canoe, which by the way is like the family car but for sea people, and dives for pearls. Juana's over there making some home remedy to help the baby while Kino's swimming around, and hold your breath, he finds the biggest pearl ever. Like, we're talking jackpot of the sea here. He comes up, screaming his lungs out with joy. Obviously, everyone and their cousin in town hears him and starts crowding around like it's a gold rush. Kino's all like, I'm gonna buy a wedding, I'm gonna get my son an education, I'm gonna be the king of the world. But the neighbors? Oh, they're side-eyeing him like, is he bold or just out of his mind? And then it gets even better. The local priest shows up, just to remind Kino that, hey, congrats on the pearl, but don't forget your place in the church. Classic. But wait, the real kicker? The doctor, yes, the same one who slammed the door in Kino's face, is now like, oh, I totally wasn't home earlier. Let me cure your baby. Now that you've got the big pearl, of course. Convenient, right? So the doctor gives the baby some mysterious medicine, and surprise again, Coyotito gets worse before getting better. Suspicious much? Kino's no fool though, so he hides the pearl, but that night, dun, an intruder shows up trying to steal it. Things start going downhill fast. And when Juana's like, let's just ditch this pearl, it's bad news. Kino's all, no way, I got this. Spoiler alert, he does not got this. Next day, they head into town to sell the pearl. Kino thinks he's gonna be swimming in money, but the dealers are like, poof, this pearl's ugly. We'll give you $5. And Kino's like, oh, no. I'll take this pearl to the capital myself. He's so determined, but Juana's like, can we just throw this thing back in the ocean before it destroys us? And Kino's all, I'm a man. I'll fix this. Uh-oh. Things get real dark from here. Juana tries to chuck the pearl into the sea at night, but Kino catches her, beats her up, because obviously this pearl is worth more than common sense. And then bam, Kino ends up killing a guy who tries to steal it from him. Now they're fugitives, the canoe's wrecked, their house is burnt down, and they're on the run. Oh, and did I mention they have a baby with them? Fun family road trip, right? They hide out, try to escape up a mountain, but are being tracked by these scary guys. Kino's got a plan. He's gonna ambush them. But just as he's about to, the baby cries. And that's when one of the trackers fires his rifle, thinking it's just some animal. Kino kills the trackers in a rage, but then the heartbreak hits. The bullet killed Coyotito. Kino's ultimate prize cost him everything. In the end, Kino and Juana return to their town, broken. Juana carries her dead son, and Kino's left staring at the pearl, the symbol of everything that went wrong. With one last powerful throw, Kino flings the pearl into the sea, finally letting it go. And that, my friends, is the tragic tale of The Pearl by John Steinbeck. What starts as hope for a better life turns into a nightmare of greed, violence, and loss. Now let's talk about the real pearl here, this book. Published in 1947, The Pearl is one of John Steinbeck's most famous works. Steinbeck was known for diving into the struggles of ordinary people, and here he really shows how the promise of wealth can unravel a person's life. Kino's journey is a cautionary tale about the dangers of greed, and how even good intentions can lead to destruction when money's involved. Steinbeck, who also wrote Of Mice and Men and the Grapes of Wrath, had a real knack for showing the darker side of the American dream. In The Pearl, he taps into human nature's greed, fear, and the social structures that keep the rich on top and the poor struggling at the bottom. Kino's story, though fictional, feels all too real in today's world, where a little bit of fortune can sometimes bring more harm than good. So if you're in the mood for a short, gripping read with some serious life lessons, definitely check out The Pearl. Just, maybe don't go pearl diving afterward. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments. What would you do if you found the world's biggest pearl? See you next time!